Moldova, a small country of just 2.4 million people wedged between Romania and Ukraine, has just held one of its most important elections in modern history. The result? President Maia Sandu's pro-European party appears poised for victory, keeping its majority in parliament despite Russian interference. And the stakes? Nothing less than Moldova's future, tied to Europe or pulled back toward Moscow. With nearly all votes counted, Sandu's Party of Action and Solidarity secured about 50% of the vote. That's more than double the support for the pro-Russian Patriotic Electoral Bloc, which finished with 24%. Under Moldova's electoral system, this result should translate into more than half of the 101 parliamentary seats, enough to govern with a majority. For Sandu, it's a critical win. Just last year, a referendum to enshrine EU membership into Moldova's constitution passed by the slimmest margin, 50.4% to 49.5%. This election could have swung the other way, pulling the country back toward Russia. Moldova may be small, but geopolitically it's huge. Since Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022, Moldova has been caught in the middle, vulnerable to Moscow's pressure campaigns, but also motivated to secure protection through European Union membership. For the EU, Moldova is a key frontline state. For Russia, it's a former Soviet republic they don't want to lose. That's why this vote was seen internationally as a showdown, Europe versus Russia. According to Sandu's party, Moscow tried to sway the election with a massive influence campaign. Hundreds of millions of dollars allegedly funneled into vote-buying schemes, a flood of disinformation online including bizarre fake stories like Sandu's supposed involvement in an illegal celebrity sperm purchase, cyber attacks on electoral systems, and even hoax bomb threats at Moldovan voting sites abroad, in Rome, Brussels, Bucharest, and Asheville, North Carolina. Despite these tactics, voters turned out and largely backed Sandu's European path. Pro-Russian parties hammered on themes of security, sovereignty, and family values. They argued that joining the EU would drag Moldova into war with Russia, undermine its identity, and hurt traditional values. They also seized on economic pain points like high gas prices and widespread poverty, messages that resonated with some voters. One accountant in Chisinau told reporters, "The EU will provoke war. Sandu's party is a dictatorship." That reflects a deep divide in Moldova's society, one part leaning west, another clinging to Russia. Sandu, elected president in 2020, has consistently framed Russia as the threat. On election day she said bluntly, "Moldova is in danger. Russia wants to control us in order to use us against other states." Under her leadership, Moldova applied for EU membership and is already receiving financial support as a candidate country. For many, the EU represents security, stability, and long-term prosperity. But for others, it feels like abandoning tradition. Even with this victory, challenges remain. Poverty affects nearly 1 in 3 Moldovans. Economic growth is sluggish. EU accession will require painful reforms, aligning trade rules, product standards, and governance with Europe. And the divide inside Moldova isn't going away. For every voter inspired by the promise of Europe, there's another fearful of losing ties to Russia or traditions at home. For now, Maia Sandu's pro-European party has secured another mandate. That means Moldova's march toward Europe continues, even in the face of Russian pressure. But the road ahead will be tough, and this election shows just how divided the country remains. What do you think? Should Moldova tie its future to the EU, or stay neutral between Europe and Russia? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns of global politics made simple, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for our latest updates. Thanks for watching.